Tell me about your hiring process. Like, how does that play out in your hiring process in terms of building something that's equitable and inclusive? How do you make sure that those values ring true with the way that you guys take candidates through the process and the different steps?
It sort of starts with sourcing, right? And so the first thing any job seeker is going to look at is your job post. And so we're really intentional with our job descriptions and we run them through a bias tracker. And then we also create those kind of video job trailers so that folks can get access to the information in different formats. So one of the things you may hear me say over and over again is accessibility, because I think that's really important. Another thing that we have done is we don't have degree requirements on our postings. We care more about the skills and the competencies versus the pedigree. And so I think we have the sourcing, and then we also think about our selection. And we have an applicant tracking system that is able to remove names and personal information from the resume, the application. We can have identity hidden performance tasks. And so we are able to really focus on, can someone do the job versus where do they work? Where do they go to school? Who are they? And we also follow competency-based hiring. It's very similar to skills-based hiring, and our interview questions are, directly connected to those competencies. So what are the skills, the knowledge that folks need in order to be successful at the job? So again, not going to what organization did you work for and for how long. This is a very ticky-tacky thing. We are remote. We do every interview over Zoom, and we have found that putting questions in the Zoom chat for interviews can really help folks, both those who are visual learners and help candidates have a reference point so they don't miss anything. And so we are trying to be, intentional with our hiring process so that folks can feel like, was I given the opportunity to demonstrate my skills? And because that's what we want. And then I think, the only other thing that I would name is we're really into data. So we are always looking at our hiring data, our applicant data by different demographic groups to see where are we seeing a drop off or a specific demographic. If we see a pattern, we try to fix it and try to explore more into it. So we're very into data, whether it's looking at our applicant data, who are we hiring, and our candidate experience data. Like, are some demographics feeling a different way about our process than others, and why? And so those are some of the things that we do. We've also done several hiring manager trainings where, we kind of go into the why do we do these different stages in the process? Why do we anonymize resumes? What is unconscious bias? And how can that come up in the hiring process? And the last thing, and you've probably heard me talk a little bit about competencies, is my team is working on creating competency frameworks for every functional team at our organization that we're going to use, from hiring to performance management, so that we're having consistent and objective evaluations from the hiring process to our performance reviews. And that is definitely a bigger thing that we're trying to accomplish. But I think it goes hand in hand with, creating a more diverse talent pipeline and inclusive workplace.